Welcome guys to Breaking Point 2 here in F1 23. It is going to be my first time playing the Breaking Point series, and I could not be more excited to see what it's all about. Obviously, there is a lot of backstory from Breaking Point 1 that I don't have, but I have watched it before through content creators on YouTube. But I'm excited to jump into Breaking Point 2 for the first time on F1 23. My plan for this series is I'm streaming it live over on YouTube, but I'm going to be turning off my camera so we get the full cinematic experience, but I will be obviously still commentating over it, as you'll see. But I hope you enjoy the series, and if you do, please subscribe. I'm going to be playing a lot of F1 23 this year. It's my first F1 game I've been playing on launch, and so I'm hoping to enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it too. But let's go ahead, let's jump into it. We're gonna be playing the game on normal. Like I said, it's my first crack at playing the Breaking Point, so we're gonna play on normal. We might do some of the upper challenge levels later on, but for now we're gonna start on normal. All right, guys, let's do it. Breaking Point 2. Let's get this thing started.
Previously in Breaking Point.
Aiden, please tell us, how does it feel to be on the verge of getting behind the wheel for your very first race?
I feel like a little kid. I look around and I'm surrounded by my heroes.
And tell me about Casper Ackerman. How is that relationship coming along?
It wasn't my fault.
Well, whose fault was it then?
He tried to stop them from signing you. Didn't want to play babysitter. We all feel sorry for you, mate. You never stood a chance with him.
I had a call this morning from Christian Horner. You're being watched.
You know what his problem is, don't you? Thinks you're getting too old.
You want respect, you give respect. That's how it works.
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first? I'm done.
You what?
I'm retiring.
Why didn't it work out between you two?
He's on more money than me,
What? You didn't want me on the team.
didn't I? And you thought I was past my best.
So none of this is true.
There's always gossip in the paddock. And ever since he's arrived, there's been one man at the center of it all. I want us to push for fourth. I want us to beat Butler. And I want that seat to go to you.
So Alfa Romeo potentially on track to really upset AlphaTauri here. Butler's closing in on Ackerman. Down the inside he goes, and they've hit each other. Butler into the barrier, and that looks to be the end of the race for him. The Dutchman looks to be continuing and...
It's great to see him still in this fight, Crofty.
Got the third, Aiden. What about Casper?
We let Aiden pass.
Let Aiden pass.
We did it.
We did it. Have you seen the crash yet?
Butler's okay?
Bruised ego, perhaps.
Wow, what a great recap, especially as someone who only watched Breaking Point 1 through YouTube. I mean, that's a fun story. I've talked about potentially going back and playing through Breaking Point 1 when they bring back the F1 games to Steam. I know they took them down for a little bit. I haven't actually looked recently, but I think I might go back and play Breaking Point 1 at some point further down the life cycle of F1 23, but here we go. We start here, the Miami Grand Prix in the 2022 season, the first trip to Miami for F1. And we got Chapter 1, 2022, a new era for Formula One. An overhaul of the technical regulations marks the first major update to the sport for several years, but it's not only new cars that are turning heads down in the paddock.
What was it like bringing a brand new team to the F1 grid?
You know, the first time you see a car, your car, with your branding, your name on it, in an official race, alongside Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, that's what it's all about.
You make it sound like a dream come true.
If only.
When did you first get a sense of what was in store for Konnersport?
2022 season, straight out of the box. The drivers were always going to clash. That was a calculated risk. But the car had problems.
We're midway through the Miami Grand Prix. It's been a cracking race so far, and it's all up for grabs.
Absolutely, Crofty. Some fantastic driving here today, especially, I have to say, from Aiden Jackson. I don't think I've ever seen the Konnersport car being put through its paces quite like this.
This is a team, Konnersport, that have got a lot to prove this season, but Jackson might just be the man to do it.
All right, here we go. Finish the race. Playing as Aiden Jackson around Miami. In the new Konnersport car. We're chasing down the pack. And here we go. Into Miami we go on the soft tire against some medium tire runners ahead. All right, I know they improved the handling model for F122. Mick! Oh, Mick, we've missed you. Cut him off. Oh, late on the brakes. I can already tell that I think normal might have been a little too easy. With an objective of just finish the race, it feels pretty simple. And with an AI level this, let's just say, subdued, we can make our way. Oh, man. I feel like I haven't gotten my wheel and pedals configuration down just yet, but we'll get it all figured out in due time. But right now, we're making our way through the field, catching up to Lewis Hamilton, taking that inside line. Turning the car in, U-Beauty. Checo up next, P7. I know the gap between a medium and a soft tire can sometimes be a lot, but this feels a bit excessive. The win, I can see it. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen battling. In comes Aiden Jackson. Oh, Verstappen covers the inside. We're gonna try and go around the outside. Oh, he does the inside of Leclerc. Oh, we have to back out there. Oh, side by side through this section, ain't it, boys? God, the AI is so slow on normal. Like, what are we even doing here? Like, watch this overspeed. That's absurd. Like, absurd. Oh, now they fight back. Oh? It's not where I was, but okay.
I'm losing power. Why am I losing power? Copy that. We see it. We're looking into it. Okay, I'm afraid you're going to have to retire the car, please, Aiden. Retire the car. You're joking. I'm sorry, Aiden. Pull over now, please. Pull over now. This is getting ridiculous.
And that's agonising for Jackson. Just a few laps left to go, and he's out of the Miami Grand Prix.
Oh, with every race, the car looks like a constant problem for Konnersport. It must be devastating for the drivers.
Confirmation as the car comes to a halt. The Konnersport's Aiden Jackson won't be seeing the checkered flag today, but it looks like his teammate will. Jackson's DNF puts Devon Butler in a position where he might just be able to secure some points for Konnersport.
Aiden's out. Yep, engine problem, I'm afraid. Good job you got me. All right, Devon, don't push it too hard. We cannot risk losing both cars here. It's in the bag, mate. All okay, Aiden? Yeah, how's Devon doing? Yeah, he's doing all right, mate. He looks like he's going to bring home some points for the team. Good for him.
Wow, what frustration. An engine issue forces Konnersport's Aiden Jackson to retire from the Miami Grand Prix only a few laps from the end of the race. That's a bit of a shame. How's it going, Fade Racer? Welcome in. We're playing Breaking Point for the first time.
If it's not one thing, then it's another. Did you not see what happened out there today?
Aiden, I agree with you 100%. We are doing everything we can. I know the car is not perfect, but...
Andreo, it's every race. Do you know how I look losing easy points like this?
Knock, knock. Sounds like there's a right show going on in here. What am I missing?
Not now, Devon.
Aiden and I were just discussing issues with the car.
Again? I thought that was all in hand. I had no problems today. Smooth. You know what they say? A shoddy workman always blames his tools. mate. You can look at my setup data any time you want. I've told you that. It might help.
And I've told you before, it's not a setup issue. The problem is...
Jackson, that was the problem with the 2022 season. Ask anyone. I mean, at the end of 21, everyone thought Aiden was going to be signed by one of the big three. But I guess they couldn't reach an agreement, so we both signed for Konnersport.
And do you think that affected Aiden?
That's no secret. Now, for that 22 season, Jackson was a nightmare.
Some reputation going up, and of course, podium pass XP, like always. The challenges of setting up a new F1 team. We have a phone call coming in.
Aiden, hey, I wanted to give you a heads up. Now look, the crew has shared the latest telemetry data with us.
Fine, but I don't think it will tell me anything I don't already know.
Just humor me, okay? I'd like you to go through it. Let me know if anything jumps out. I'm keen to iron out these problems as quickly as possible for you.
Sure thing. Thanks, Andrea.
No thanks needed. I've got your back, Aiden. Remember what I said when you joined the team. I won't let you down. Ackerman wouldn't let me hear the end of it.
Yeah, sounds like Casper. You know he told me the same, right? It's just tricky, what with the car and Devon poking his nose in any chance he gets.
There is a lot going on for sure, but we're a team. We'll get there. I'll have a word with the Devon. Tell him to give you some space, both on and off the track, okay?
Yeah, all right. Good luck with that.
But we're going to go ahead and let's continue on. The relevant Canadian Grand Prix. 6 weeks later, Konnersport's maiden season continues to be marred by inconsistency, but team principal Andre O'Connor remains hopeful that their luck will start to change as the paddock heads to Montreal. You're the boss. Throughout the course of Breaking Point 2, you'll not only control the drivers, but also the team principal. Oh, wow. This is actually a super interesting addition. I hadn't seen this yet. With this being their home circuit, Stroll in the Oh, the return of the GOAT! Nicholas Latifi. I've been all over local media this weekend. One particular outlet appeared bent on using our recent struggles to pump up the expectations of the home drivers. They indicated that Konnersport were, quote, easy fodder for the Canadian pair and that our drivers shouldn't put up much competition. We can either go with confident fodder, we'll show them who's fodder, or ignore it and say, I won't be drawn into this. We have our goals and we know what level of performance we expect from our drivers. Now, for me personally, I'm all about putting in that work and letting our racing do the talking. We are going to be ignoring the obvious bait, and we are going to be focused ahead on ourselves and having a good result around Canada. Devon was on a popular streamer's channel earlier this week and promised a behind-the-scenes tour of our factory for next Thursday. No. This clashes with our scheduled team building days for the engineers back at the factory. Normally, I would say we don't let Devon's flights of fancy interfere with our plans, but that video has received a lot of views. The streamer has contacted us to confirm the tour. What course of action would we like to take? We can either confirm, we'll have to reschedule the team building and let the tour go ahead. We can't put the toothpaste back in the tube now. We can go for neutral and cancel the team building and let the tour go ahead, but Devon is getting in front of that camera and leading the tour. He promises he delivers. Or we can decline and say Devon doesn't run this team, even if he thinks he does. The team building goes ahead, cancel the tour. Oh, man. I mean, we can't let Devon doesn't run the show here. You know, as much as he wants to think he does, Devon doesn't run this team. We decline. Oh, phone call from Devon. Here we go.
Andreo, just going over those last-minute strategy changes you sent over.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear, whatever happens out there today, I get pit priority, yeah?
Well, we'll see how the race develops. If you need priority, you'll get it. But I can't go into the race with that on the table.
Look. We all know Jackson's not pulling his weight. Now, if you want the points, I need to make sure he's not going to get in my way. Do you get me?
Devon, we've talked about this. Give Aiden some space. It's not about you getting in the way of each other. It's about everyone pulling together, racing as a team.
Of course, yeah. So, pit priority, yeah? All right, ciao.
Oh, Devon. You know, I gotta appreciate at least a little bit the commitment to really trying to give everything he has for to get everything that he wants at the expense of pretty much everyone else. But with that said, there's not a whole lot more for us to do here, so let's go ahead to the Canadian Grand Prix here, Breaking Point 2, Canadian Grand Prix. With several laps remaining, Aiden Jackson pushes on as he hopes to secure some much-needed points for Konnersport.
Into turn 2 we go now. Butler comes out of the pit lane. Jackson is right there with him. This is dicey, Ant. Neither one of these two wants to give way.
This would have been a lot cleaner if Jackson had just let him go. He's just not giving him an inch.
They continue onwards, still wheel to wheel, almost touching there as well, as we head down the straight towards the next chicane. Nothing to separate either car, and through the chicane we go. And now Jackson sends them both off the track, and Butler over a curb. That looked nasty.
And I do believe that one of their cars is damaged here, Crofty. I think it's Butler.
Damage, Ant, but also they've lost places too.
Unbelievable and totally unnecessary as well.
Well, one damaged car, places now to make up. What a complete mess that was.
Primary objective, reclaim 13th place before the end of the race. Aiden a little upset.
We'll look at it in the debrief later, but right now I want you to go and get those places back. Come on, let's go.
A little upset with his teammate, Devon Butler. Just get his stops. If we can finish in the top 10, we're going to get a little bonus. A little bonus performance. No wall of champions for us. I think we're going to make the move here. Let's see if we can dummy Albon. Whoa, Alex. Albon braking a little early. We do get a warning for our collision. I think we'll live with that. We get the move done, albeit a little argy-bargy.
Clean overtakes or we'll get a penalty.
We don't need that, Mark. Don't worry about it. Ooh, a little corner cutting. We're all good, though. Decent exit. We move Stroll to the inside. And there we go, up into the points, but how high can we go? It's up 4 laps remaining, as long as we are allowed to finish this one. We're going down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. We get it stopped. Turn on the ERS. DRS open. A little late on the shift to 8. We try and, round the outside of Max Verstappen. You never see that in real life. Carlos Sainz. And here we go. Utilizing DRS and ERS.
Push.
We take another fastest lap and take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. Is this going to be it? Is it going to be the first win for Konnersport in F1 and the first win for Aiden Jackson in the 2022 season? One straight to go. Plenty of ERS to use. 8th gear. Banging off the limiter. Wall of Champions remains, but that will not happen. For the first time in 2022, Aiden Jackson wins in Formula One.
So it's been a day of drama here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve today. But Ant, what stood out for you?
Well, it must be the Konnersport moment between the two drivers there. Banging wheels, not giving each other room on track. It was entertaining, of course, but definitely for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, certainly. And Aiden Jackson, well, he'd have enjoyed the result. He did well to recover.
He did do well to recover, but, you know, you never want to see two cars, if you're the team boss, seeing two cars hit each other. It's rule number one, don't hit your teammate.
Given all the problems they've had this season, though, getting one car over the finish line, that's probably a big result for them today. Here comes your top three, making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
Nothing ever changes. Jackson and Butler's rivalry from the past 2 seasons seems to be alive and well, even when they're teammates. Their unwillingness to cede positions to each other at the Canadian Grand Prix is a bad look for Konnersport. And here we have Andrea. Let's listen in.
Aiden, just a heads up. We're putting the debrief back by 30 minutes.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Listen, while I've got you on, what happened out there today?
It wasn't my fault. Devon thinks he's the only one driving.
I don't want to dwell on it too much at the meeting, but this is not how we run a team. You know this.
Of course. It's just...
No, I don't want to hear it. We have enough problems as it is. Whatever has gone on between you two in the past, I need you to put it to bed.
Sure.
I don't want to have to talk to you like this, Aiden, and I'll be saying the same to Devon. Come on now.
Sure.
See you at the debrief.
Ooh, some testy words coming from Andreo. Team principal not happy with the results there in Canada with the touch, even though we do come home with the win. Sometimes the team needs their moment as well. The Hungarian Grand Prix several weeks later, with over half the 2022 season now in the books, and having endured more than their fair share of teething issues, Aiden Jackson and the team at Konnersport attempt to prove the doubters wrong and make a strong statement before heading into the summer break.
Hey there, can you raise that lamp about 6 inches, right? Excellent. A butler should always look sharp. So.
At what point in the 22 season was it clear to you that the team was struggling?
Oh, well, right after the Hungarian GP. I may only be the money, but even to me it was obvious. The whole thing was a shambles.
Yet again, Konnersport's Jackson and Butler battling it out on track. It seems as
Hang
if
on
they...
2 seconds, Nat.
Okay, Devon, Aiden's lapping faster than you. I need you to let him pass, please. Devon, do you copy? Listen to me, I need you to let Aiden pass now.
Butler just completely blanking the order there. Seems like he didn't even acknowledge it.
Too true, but as you can see, no way through for Jackson. No way at all. This Konnersport rivalry is getting heated on the track here in Hungary.
Man, oh man. Looks like we're going to have to overtake Devon Butler before lap 14.
Oh, come on, this is a joke.
Hungary, not the easiest circuit to overtake at, but we're going to do our best to put Devon in his place. Him on the hard tire, he should be nowhere near us in terms of pace, but we're going to do it the old-fashioned way and coming into the final few corners here to put him where he belongs as we immediately go deep. It's, you know, it wouldn't be me if I wasn't going deep on the first corner I take control in one of these chapters. With that said, on the medium tire to Devon's hard tire, we should be more than enough pace to get the job done.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
All right, we lost DRS there thanks to our mistake, but we'll use a little bit of ERS and try and use a little bit of skill. Settle into Hungary and go get this position for ourselves. We have a couple of laps to do so we don't need to rush it too much, especially here in Hungary, where it seems like the smallest mistake can be the end of your race. Oh, I thought about it. That is not the corner you want to be overtaking, though. Although, getting a good exit. Oh! A little argy-bargy, side by side. We should have the traction with the medium tires. And we do. We're up into our rightful position past Devin. Let's get our head down and let's make up some ground that we shouldn't have had to do in the first place, but nonetheless, let's see what we got. Compromise the exit there. Ooh, good rotation. Good run. We're gonna. Oh, can we get it stopped? We do. That chicane has actually been one of our best overtaking zones of the race so far. Only a few laps remaining. We can see P2 just ahead. Lewis Hamilton. Is it going to be enough? Probably a bit too heavy of a brake there. Roll the car through. Slow patience. Something I never had in F1 22. Oh, little on the curb, little lockup. Oh, a little understeery. Lewis just ahead. Whoa, come on. Is it going to be enough? Whoa, little deep. Oh! Oh, that might have been it. Lewis. Come here, Lewis. Woo! Little miss-shift on the power too early. P3. That's a podium.
Yes!
That's a podium.
Come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. That's a great drive. Thank you.
So Nats, who else out there deserves a mention today?
I feel like there are a couple, but let's start with Aiden Jackson.
Couldn't agree more. Jackson had a brilliant race, didn't he?
Yeah, we know Konnersport have struggled all season. Jackson's done really well today, and that's in spite of the problems with his own teammate.
Even before they became teammates, these two had their fair share of run-ins. It's a fascinating rivalry. You can't take your eyes off it for one moment. But nonetheless, some much-needed points today for Konnersport. Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
Well, a good race out there again today, Aidan, but what we do all want to know, what exactly happened with Devon? It sounded like he completely ignored a direct team order.
No idea. That's for Devin to answer.
I've no clue about that, Natalie. We're completely different strategies. That'd be for Devon to answer. I'm just focused on what I need to do.
Well, he did certainly seem to cause you some trouble out there today, and after that and what happened in Canada, what would you say to those wondering if the old Jackson-Butler rivalry is well and truly back?
Old habits, they die hard.
Well, you know what they say. Old habits die hard. There's always going to be tension between teammates, and Devon and I don't always see eye to eye, so, we know that. It's tricky, for sure. But the team always comes first.
So issues with Devon aside, how do you feel it went out there today? Do you think the team will be pleased with your performance?
I think so. The car performed well. I did everything I could. We were on the right strategy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I did everything I could today, and you know the car performed really well. I think I found some good pace, and yeah, forgetting any other hiccups, I think the team will be happy.
So you mentioned the car there. In that regard, Konnersport's not had the easiest of times so far this season. Has that all been sorted? Are those reliability concerns well and truly behind you?
You know, it's really hard to say when it comes to reliability concerns, but we'll see what happens over the next few races.
I mean, today was good. Yeah, there was no issues with the car. It's always difficult when a driver brings everything they've got and the car lets them down at the last minute. But, you know, I've been told the team has got it all under control, so yeah, we'll see what happens in the next few races.
Thank you so much for your time.
Hungarian Grand Prix post-race. Despite Devon's lack of cooperation during the race, Aiden still manages to get past his Konnersport teammate and secure points for the team at the Hungaroring. Ferrari back in reality this weekend again, do you think so? And which way? Back to reality as in doing well? Because, I mean, I wouldn't say they performed particularly well in Spain.
Okay, I'll leave that in your capable hands. Devon, you had a problem with a team order today?
Didn't happen.
What?
Look, I know everyone's saying I ignored it, but it didn't happen. I never got the order. Check the comms.
Shoddy workman always blames his tools, eh?
Check the comms.
Okay, we checked the communication pipeline. Fix it. This cannot happen again.
Typical.
Aiden, listen.
What's the point?
It's just Devon being Devon.
And what? That makes it okay? He's an arrogant...
No, you're right to call him out. But imagine if we didn't give him certain freedoms. He'd be even harder to manage. As his father, I know. Aiden, you're the best driver that we have. And it's right for you to put Devon in his place. He needs it. The team needs it.
Thanks. Between you and me, I don't think this team is right for me. I think...
Honestly, we don't deserve you. And I know that you're being discussed at other teams. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Sure. I'm sorry if I've spoken out of turn. About Devon.
Not at all. You know the best way to keep Devon in his place?
What's that?
Beat it.
Ooh, a little spicy.
Could you take a look at this, please?
The opposite from the 24-hour Le Mans. Yeah, that's probably true. What good things we expect from Ferrari and F1 nowadays? I mean, we expect some excitement one way or another. Konnersport has been contacted by a film production company. They are currently in the pre-production phase for the latest installment of their ever-popular Throttle Zone movie franchise and want to offer a cameo role to one of our drivers. They are also keen to use Konnersport branding within the picture, and it would be an excellent opportunity to help the team on the map. Absolutely. The question is, which driver should represent in the movie? We have Aiden, Devon, or Decline. We shall not be declining. This is great press. Aiden would be an excellent ambassador for the team. It's clear that he's been feeling a little underappreciated late, so this could serve as an ego boost he needs. Or Devon. Davidoff has made it clear to me that he's keen for Devon to represent the team here. Besides, I would never hear the end of it from Devon if I offered it to Aiden. You know, at the end of the day, Devon Butler is not going to be in Formula One forever. Aiden Jackson will be a multi-time world champion at this rate. So we'll send Devon off to appease him a little bit, keep him busy, keep him occupied, and we'll focus on the racing over here. When challenged by the press about disregarding the team order during today's race, Devon went public with the comms issue. We're now being pressured for a statement. What is our response? We can either confirm, deny, or be cautious about the result. We don't want to create any unnecessary controversy. We'll protect Devon for now and confirm it was an issue with the comms. Deny he can't go around making those claims, state there's no issue with the comms, and they should keep Devin in his place. Or we can be cautious. We still don't know ourselves. Let's be open and state that we're running tests and looking into it. I mean, let's be cautious. The team building days back at the factory went ahead as planned, and we received some really positive feedback from those in attendance. We noted that there were some disappointed grumblings online about the fact that Devin's promise tour never went ahead, but they are dying down now. Just like social media, you know, if things come and they go, can't appease everybody. Being the new team on the grid has its advantages. Our merchandise has proved really popular, much more so than we were expecting. With some lines either sold out or stock running low, we've had a word with the sportswear division, though they can't increase production without affecting other Konnersport lines. The issue is a bit bigger than just your F1 interest. How should we handle this? We can either increase production or make do. Let's increase production of the F1 merchandise. Making this team successful helps every part of the business as it gets our name out there, and it increases brand awareness. Or we make do, saying I trust our manufacturing team. Let's keep the existing schedule. Perhaps the scarcity will drive demand in the long run. You know, business, they say you have to invest more in the long run to grow, and so we shall increase production. The R&D department have been in touch. They need to finalize their schedule for the coming months in order to cement their plans for next season. They are keen to shift focus solely towards the 2023 car now, but there are some conflicting opinions in engineering as they believe there are some easy gains to be made this season. Where should they focus their efforts? Easy gains may well help us grab a higher position in the constructor standings this year, and that money is going to be integral to future investment in the car. Let's hope get those developed first. Or the 23 car, I think we're going to have to make do with what we have this year. More development time we get on next year's car will pay dividends down the road. Tell the team to focus on the 23 car. Or we also have the option for both. Let's strive for both. I'm willing to pay overtime to the relevant teams to make this possibility. We've got the talent to reach for a better position this year without sacrificing next year's performance. You're darn right, Andreo. Both. We need to push now. The Alonso move.
Callie Mayer, was she on your radar at this point?
Of course. She was making big waves in F2. And Ackerman would not shut up about her.